Now, a lot of you guys know what TwitchCon is. For those who don't know what TwitchCon is a convention. It's just like any old convention. It's like a Comic-Con, but it's just based around Twitch live streamer content creators, you know, run by Twitch, I believe. And, you know, 99% of the people that go are fine, right? Yeah. Most of the people that go are fine, but it's that 1% that you've got to watch out for, which can be quite strange. And that's why you have security. Yeah? Okay, for that 1%. Now, a lot of fears came true over this weekend as a very famous live streamer and cosplayer, Emiru, got assaulted at TwitchCon at a meet and greet. Right? How was this allowed to happen? In what universe was this allowed? This shouldn't have been possible. Apparently, this guy walked through security, right? I don't know how he managed it. He didn't have a wristband or anything. He just walked through security. He skipped all the queues, reached over to Emiru and tried to give her a kiss. And I'm not talking about like a kiss on the lips. You know, he was like reaching over. We're going to show the video in a moment for those who are watching the video. If you're just listening, I do apologise. We'll explain it as we go. I will be probably blurring out parts of the video because I don't want to show the actual thing happening. It'll give you a good idea of what's happened. Right. Oh my fucking God. That is... Oh my God. Well, I've got a couple of pointers to make on this one. So you heard, if you're just listening, you can hear her like yelping, like like that's awful to hear. I feel so sorry for her, man. Like whether you're known or not, right? Nobody should have to go through anything like that ever. You know, you're a human being like everyone else. So the security, right, that pushed him to one side, this guy here, right, that's not TwitchCon security that pushed him off her. No, that's her own personal security. Where's TwitchCon security? Nowhere to be seen. From what I know, he walks off and he continues to walk off alone. I don't think her personal security stayed with him. I don't know if that was the right thing or not to do, considering that the last security guard that she had at a previous convention got banned, permanently banned, for holding someone who did something until security, other like con security arrived. He got banned for doing his job. As far as I'm concerned, he held him like a citizen's arrest kind of thing until like the other authorities can like take him away, because his main job is to look after Emiru. And you can't really leave her, because if you leave her to deal with something, then, you know, that leaves everything wide open for someone else to come in and cause issues, basically, like this. Twitch should have had more security there. They should have had their own security as well as hers for situations like this. This is the fact. Like I say, he's managed to walk through. He walks through unchallenged. He doesn't have a wristband. He cut in line, right? And he was able to do that. Shame on you, Twitch. Honestly. And you know what, right? Twitch put out a statement here. The safety and security for all those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. The behaviour displayed by the individual involved in the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer, Emiru, was completely unacceptable and deeply upsetting. Yeah, no shit. In line with existing TwitchCon security protocols, law enforcement and event security were on site and responded to the incident. We immediately blocked this individual from returning to TwitchCon premises, and they are banned indefinitely from Twitch, both online and in-person events. That there, right? I don't know if it's entirely true, because originally he was only given a 30-day ban. You've just assaulted a streamer at one of your own events, and you only gave them a 30-day ban. It was only when Emiru's manager pressured them did he get a permanent ban. Oh, I don't believe it. Like, seeing is believing. Are you absolutely for real? Are you joking me? Like, oh my god! Like this has been handled poorly. We are coordinating with the impacted creators team, and per our standard protocol, continue to cooperate with law enforcement investigations. I'm sorry. This has upset me. Right. This is. We've increased security at our meet and greet attendee check-in point, and we'll have additional security personnel surrounding participating streamers. No, I think after this, you should be cancelling all the meet and greets. I'm sorry, right, but your venue and your event is clearly not safe or fit. So that was Twitch's reply, right? Twitch has zero tolerance for harassment and acts that inhibit the safety of security of our creators. On the bottom here, readers added context they thought people might want to know. This is like a communities note that Twitter adds. According to Emiru, the assaulter was not detained until hours after the incident happened. Hours! And has done so after her manager was pressing Twitch to do something. She also states that Twitch security did not step in once the incident happened and laughed about it afterwards. What? Are you kidding me? And what's this? This is Emiru's tweet response. Hello everyone, I'm okay and thank you for the kind messages. Sorry I cannot respond to them all. Understandable, like there'll probably be a lot of people messaging you. I'm going to try and read a lot of this out. I do apologise. I'm not the best at reading. I am dyslexic, okay? But I'm going to do my best. And I'm probably going to edit this podcast so it sounds like I've read it properly. Yesterday, the man who assaulted me yesterday was allowed to cross multiple barriers at TwitchCon and even in front of other creators meet and greet to grab me in my face and try to kiss me. Fortunately, he wasn't able to do that. Good. I'm so glad he wasn't able to do that. But a lot of people have pointed out it could have been a lot worse. Yes. Because what if he wasn't there to kiss you? What if he was there to harm you? Oh my god. I'm obviously shaken up by what's happened. It's not the first time I've had to deal with something like this, but I tell you honestly, I am a lot more hurt and upset by how Twitch is handled during and after the fact. Like I said, I don't understand how he was able to make it to me in the first place. The security in the clip who reacts is my own security. It's true my favourite and usual security guard was banned for holding a stalker's arm, so it was a stalker, to bring him to police at a past TwitchCon event. Yeah. So he got placed under a citizen's arrest. He did his job and he got banned. Come on, Twitch, do better than that. However, there are at least 2 or 3 other TwitchCon security staff in the area who did not react and let the guy walk away. As you could see in the clip, since they don't even appear in frame. Yeah, as soon as that happened, they should have just went straight in. The woman who was walking away with me is my own personal manager, and behind the booth, the only 2 people who were checking in on me and covering me were her and her friend. None of the TwitchCon staff came to me to ask what happened or if I was okay. I need a drink for this. My friend who was present told me Twitch security were also behind the booth afterwards, joking about how they didn't even see what happened and immediately laughing and moving on to talk about something else. So they're not taking the whole thing seriously at all. So if no one was checking if I was okay or needed anything and they let the guy walk away initially, I have no idea what anyone hired to keep the event safe was doing. Sat on the phones, having the time of her life, you know. In Twitch's statement, they said that this guy was immediately caught and detained. I'm sorry, but that's a blatant lie. He was allowed to walk away from my meet and greet, and I didn't hear he was caught until hours after he attacked me. So did the guy just, like, stay around the convention then? after all this? I want to know, like, did he walk away and try to get away? Or did he, like, stick around and just continue to enjoy the convention? It felt like it only happened because of my manager pressing for it, not because TwitchCon staff present thought it was a big deal. I have a lot more I want to say, but I will say on stream later today instead of writing a Buccaneer. Thank you again. Sorry I had to see all this. This is definitely my last TwitchCon. Don't blame you. I don't blame you. And this shouldn't... This should be a lot of people's last TwitchCon as well. I was going to go to TwitchCon next year in Amsterdam. I'm now thinking, like, is it worth going? It saddens me to say, as a 10-year off and on attendee of TwitchCon, I think other creators should seriously consider not attending in the future. I agree. I did not feel cared or protected. Even bringing my own security and staff, I can't imagine how other creators without those options would feel. Yeah, because not everyone can afford to bring on security and staff. Stay safe, y'all. Everything is going to be okay. Let's see what's said here. This is the buzz.
Twitch streamer Emiru was assaulted at a meet and greet held at TwitchCon. Emiru, whose real name is Emily Beth Shunk, is a 27-year-old streamer, YouTube...
I'm so sorry. I know it's not me, but like, and I just know that it's just you shouldn't have to go through this as a content creator. It shouldn't be a requirement. We've got a response from Dan Clancy, who is the CEO of Twitch. Right? This is on Amon's Gold stream. It's a clip from another stream, so we're watching a reaction of a reaction here, but let's watch it.
What are you guys doing to prioritize safety? Because I know also a bunch of Twitch content creators said that they were too scared to even come to TwitchCon this year, just in case something like what happened yesterday would happen.
Yeah, so I mean, the safety of our creators is a top priority. The challenge we face is a challenge in today's society. It's not limited to Twitch. It extends throughout our society. I do think that when you're live streaming, in many ways, since you control your community and you can ban people, you can make it so that those people that you don't want, engaging with you and participating with you aren't today. They basically don't bother me, okay?
Hey, did he basically just say there, right? He's basically, in not so many words, turn around and say, this is your responsibility. This is your community, your responsibility. It's your fault that this happened.
Your community and you can ban people, you can make it so that those people that you don't want, engaging with you and participating with you aren't today. They basically don't bother me, okay? Now, what happened yesterday obviously was something that, we care deeply about securing this environment. We're looking very closely at everything that happened there. This is just something we have to keep working on. I think everyone identifies our tools in terms of trust and safety as the leaders in the industry of helping.
Leaders at what? What are you leading in?
After all of this, Twitch's CEO Dan Clancy goes live on his own stream, wondering TwitchCon. And then at the
wait. Is that a Roblox?
Was live on his own.
Is he advertising after all the shit that's gone on with Roblox at the moment, and the fucking CEO of Twitch is sat there live streaming, advertising Roblox on his neck? What? Does he not give a shit?
Stream, wondering TwitchCon. And then at the very same time as Clancy is streaming like nothing happened, Emiru goes live on her own stream.
I asked them, what are they going to do about this? And you know what they said initially?
Please say it.
They said, well, he's banned from the platform for 30 days.
Yes, for 30 days. They were banning him for 30 days.
What?
As soon as this happened, Clancy started receiving calls and ended the stream saying this.
Turns out I have a meeting coming up that I hadn't planned, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Sorry about going.
Yeah. You say I've got a meeting. I've got to go. Sorry. Yeah. No. You just your chat's just flooded with people trying to find if you're going to accept some kind of accountability for what's just happened at your event. Right? You know what? Right? I think this should be the last TwitchCon because you've clearly proven. Right, on multiple occasions, not just this one, by the way, but it's clearly been proven, right, that it's not safe for content creators. It's supposed to be, TwitchCon's supposed to be a place where you feel safe and you have a good time. And unfortunately, we go back to that 1% because unfortunately that 1% doesn't make it possible. Now, that's why you have security there, but you don't have security there. Your security wasn't around. That should be the last TwitchCon. I was going to go to TwitchCon Rotterdam next year. I'm definitely second-guessing that decision now. Moving on, journalists secretly offered cash for social media posts. So there's a firm link with Labour called 411, and they've offered to pay journals for political content. And I'm not just talking about like any political content. They're asking specifically for content against reform. Now, I'll never, ever, ever try to sway people for and against any particular political party, right? That's just not what I believe in. I'm not here to try and convince you on who you should vote for. You know, I'm a big believer in, like, you know, people should make their own decisions. Yeah. When I see these political parties and they're getting celebrities to say, well, I vote for this party and I vote for that party, I think that's wrong, because some people out there will go, oh, well, they vote for them and they're my favourite actors, so I'll just vote for whoever they vote for. I just, and believe it or not, there is some people out there that only vote because everyone else is voting for them. I know someone, I'm not going to mention names, they vote Conservative, but that's only because everyone else in their family vote Conservative. And I'll go, like, do you know why you vote Conservative? They'll go, no, not really. I think if you're going to vote, you should make, and you should do your research and, you know, make a decision from there, because your vote is very important. Every vote counts. As much as people say votes don't count these days, they do. Every vote counts. But according to this, Labour have been paying content creators, I think it was £50 a week or £50 a post, to post anti-reform videos and articles about them. That doesn't feel very democratic to me. That you're going out your way to say, right, okay, we need to make these guys look bad. I know Reform have got a really bad name for themselves, but, like, surely if a party is bad, they'll you know, people will see for themselves. Just look at the policies and their actions. Yeah? You don't need to go out your way to pay content creators to do that. Feels to me like Labour are worried that Reform might beat them in the elections, so they're having to do tactics like this. Someone made a video on it. Let's see.
What I'm about to tell you should absolutely terrify every single person who believes in democracy. A former intelligence officer has just exposed a covert Black Ops style campaign run by Labour insiders to secretly destroy Reform UK. We're talking paid influencers, NDA scripted, propaganda videos, all disguised as organic content
to
make you think real people were speaking their minds. It was a lie. Here's how it worked. A company called 411 Communications, founded by ex-Labour staff, was allegedly paying journalists and creators £50 a week to churn out hit pieces on Nigel Farage.
£50 a week, that's £200 a month. Just to post the odd video now and again against, for, like, anti-reform. Surely there should be some laws against this, if there's not already. It doesn't feel right. Like, if you get paid to do a video, don't you have to put, like, hashtag ad or hashtag? Don't you have to make it known that it's a paid promotion? I could be wrong, but I'm sure there is a law for it somewhere.
And Reform UK. And get this, they had to sign gagging orders to keep it all under wraps. Political warfare in the shadows. And Labour, when asked, they wouldn't deny it. They just muttered, we don't comment on confidential arrangements with contractors. That's not a denial. That's a cover-up.
No,
this is voter deception on an industrial scale.
If it wasn't true, they'd turn around and say, no, it's not true. But then, when you're saying we can't comment, that's just you admitting it. You know, it's completely fucked.
Debate. It's not democracy. It's psychological manipulation. And
yeah,
it completely undermines your right to know who's actually speaking to you online. So here's the question. If Labour are willing to run shadow ops against their opponents before an election, what else are they hiding? This is the dirtiest of tricks. It's political corruption, plain and simple. And every single person in this country needs to know about it. Don't just watch this and move on. Like this, comment, save it, share it. Because if we don't drag this filth into the light, they'll get away with it.
Document obtained by Declassified indicates how 411 is recruiting journalists and influencers to publish content which attacks Reform UK and promotes Labour's political objectives. There's going to be people out there that want to pay you to promote their own stuff, right? Obviously, Labour and other parties will pay content creators to go, right, can you just to say something nice about us now and again? But to post something against, to say, right, well, you have to be anti-reform, I think that crosses a line for me, you know. 411 doesn't want the public to know who's sponsoring the content and asks participants to sign non-disclosure agreements before joining the amplifiers. Yeah, I feel like the guy was right in saying, like, you know, if they're willing to go that far, and that's what we know about, what else have they done, and how far are they willing to go? But at the same time, not just Labour as well, like, are other parties doing that? Because I bet you other parties are also doing the same. And it's just so dishonest. Like, I can't trust anything I see on the internet now. It's just completely fucked. And I don't know. I feel like we're coming to an age where, like, you're going to look at an article and you're going to have to determine for yourself whether it's true or false. And then also, on top of that, determine for yourself whether it was written by AI. Because I have it on good knowledge, I read somewhere, can't remember where I read it from, that next year, 99% of everything you read will be written by AI. That includes articles. Like, what the hell? Like, we've spoke about AI before, and I always say, you have to know the line between using AI as a tool or replacement. I use AI quite regularly. I use AI to help with my to-do lists. I use AI to help me with titles as well. I'm terrible at titles. But I use it as a tool to help me, not to actually do things for me. But yeah, you've got to use it as a tool. I'm very worried about what the future holds for us. Like, everything's just going to be AI generated slop, yeah. But speaking of the internet, we've actually had a lot of outages on the internet lately. I mean, like, people are saying like half the internet's out. I personally haven't been affected by this, but let's internet outages as it happens. Major issues lasting hours hits more than 1,000 companies. A major outage has caused issues at Amazon Web Services, affected hundreds of websites, games, and apps, including Amazon, Snapchat, and Fortnite. No! God forbid the Fortnite! This actually affects the Fortnite servers. I was going to play Fortnite tonight, actually. That's a lie. I'm going to play Battlefield 6, because, you know. Oh, the running meme. Oh, does this affect the Fortnite servers? Unfortunately, yes, this does affect the Fortnite servers. Amazon says it's fixed the underlying problem, but the full recovery will take longer. Key points: outages affect more than 1,000 companies, hitting 1.5 million users. Some of the big names affected. Let me see. Alexa, Amazon Music, Amazon Prime, Prime Service, Ancestry, blah, blah, blah. Dead by Daylight, Clash of Clans. Duolingo was affected. Have I done my Duolingo? EE was affected. Epic Games, Fortnite, Halifax, HMRC. Lloyd's Bank was affected. MyFitnessPal, PlayStation Network, Pokemon Go, Ring, Roblox. Yeah, fuck Roblox. Rocket League. Well, Rocket League's going to be affected because it's all with Epic Games. Anything Epic related, like Fortnite, Rocket League. I don't know anything else that were non-Epic, to be fair. Fall Guys. Snapchat was affected. Tidal, WhatsApp, Wordle was affected. That's interesting. But, like, you know what I've learned during this outage, right? I had to be told about the outage before this podcast. This happened hours ago. In fact, it was 13 hours ago this started. Yeah? I didn't have a clue. Not one inkling. No. It gives me more hope on, say, if the internet disappeared tomorrow, what would I do? I'd have a lot of free time in my hands because my job involves the internet, but I don't rely on the internet that much, really. We're closing our coverage. Can we listen to this?
Big internet outage this morning. Lots of games and sites and apps went down, including Snapchat, Amazon, even a few banks in the UK. And the issue basically was the cloud. So as you probably know, the cloud isn't actually a kind of ethereal nothingness. What it actually is just a load of computers. And those computers, I mean, millions of them, are kept in massive warehouses called data centers. Mm-hmm. And for various complicated reasons, a place that loads of these data centers are is Northern Virginia on the east coast of the United States. This has actually become one of the world's global centers for data storage. Mm-hmm. And Amazon had a problem connecting to some of its data centers there. And this caused all sorts of issues to ripple out right across the internet because so many people store their data with Amazon that when Amazon sneezes, the internet catches a cold. And the issue was actually resolved quite quickly. And you know what? Normally they are. And I mean, to be honest, it's incredible that we don't have more of these. Mm-hmm. If you think about it, this is a system so much vaster and more complicated than, say, the motorway network.
Yeah.
But it stays up a lot better than the motorway network. The difference is that if you have a problem on the motorway, you just get a traffic jam in that local area. Whereas if you have a problem with the cloud infrastructure system, you get problems everywhere, rippling out across the world.
Yeah.
And I suppose if you were going to sort of worry about this or look at this from a more general perspective, you might say it doesn't feel quite right that we all depend so heavily on just 3 big cloud providers. Because really, alongside Amazon, there's Microsoft and Google, and collectively they host a huge chunk of the internet. And if only one of them has a problem, well, then we all feel it.
Yeah.
That feels potentially unsustainable. And it will be very interesting if outages like this continue.
How would you adapt for that though? I mean, like these Amazon don't just do this for free as well. The companies pay Amazon, Google, Microsoft money to host all this data, like websites and all that jazz. So how would you then prevent that from happening? I understand what he was saying. How, like, is it right in saying that? Is it right that they should have so much power over the internet because of the outage we had today? But at the same time, this is the first time it's happened, really. There's been other outages before. I do remember there was a Google outage, and well, Google was down, believe it or not. A lot of people rely on Google, and some of the services were down as well because of that. But when you get outages like this, is it the biggest deal in the world? Like, I know it's happened for hours on end, but like, it's so rare that this happens, and they have things in place to make sure this doesn't happen. Obviously, it happened this time, but I don't know. I just feel like they are doing everything they can do to make sure it doesn't happen again, because it's in their best interest to make sure it doesn't happen again. Because if it happens again, and it keeps happening, then people will lose faith in that company and people won't pay them. They'll go elsewhere. So it's in their own best interest to make sure that they provide the best service. Yeah, I don't know how, though, that other countries and companies could stop this from happening again. Maybe require them to make like an exact backup somewhere else. So say like if things fail at one data center, they could just pick up the pieces in the other. I don't know how it works, though. I'm not the expert. It's just interesting, and I've learned some stuff today. I knew the cloud wasn't in the clouds; it was like a ethereal place, But it's interesting. I didn't know that Amazon, Google, and Microsoft were the main holders of the entire internet. Yeah, but I'll pose a question to you guys. If you had to go without the internet 7 days, an entire week, what would that week look like? Would you still manage? Would you still be all right? Or would you just go absolute batshit crazy? What would you do? Do you think you'd get more? Would you get a hobby done? Do you have current hobbies that don't require the internet? I like to go running. I haven't recently, but I probably would if I couldn't access the internet for a few days. I don't think you guys have seen my walls, but my walls in my room need painting. This whole room needs decorating. But I was in a rush to get in, you see, so we didn't have time. I don't know. Interesting thought. What would you do? Although, speaking of tech issues, though, for those who saw my video on my Parkenev Extra channel, I had a little rant about the reasons why I haven't been streaming lately. I'll give you guys a quick recap. I am so pissed off right now, right? Nothing but problems. I'm not just talking about the fucking computer problems as well. I'm talking about everything else that's been going on in my life. But we're just going to talk about the computer problems today because, quite frankly, I've had a fucking enough. And this has been going on for months now. I haven't been able to stream. Constantly keep cancelling live streams. Do you know how frustrating this is? I am the world's most unlucky guy when it comes to technology. Okay, hands down, right? I'm cursed. It's a weird problem. We've replaced parts in the PC and it's still not done anything. We've put a new operating system in it, still not done anything. I could go down to a one PC setup, but at the same time, I absolutely loathed having a one PC setup. It just has, there's a lot of problems and limitations, and I'm just not comfortable with it. When I stream, I want to be comfortable. I don't want to be having to like mess around with other stuff while I'm streaming. Does that make sense? I need to stream on my own terms and make content on my own terms. That's just the way I am. Call me stubborn, because I am stubborn. It's just the way my brain works. I have just been so frustrated, man. Like I can't explain to you guys how much, like, I've tried streaming. So say like we'll work on the computer and we'll think we've fixed it, and we're like, oh yeah, excellent, we've fixed it. We've turned the computer on and off multiple times. Everything's fine. So I'll make a post and I'll go, right, guys, I'm finally coming back. Everything's been fixed. And as soon as I've posted that, my computer breaks again, and I'm like, oh, I have to cancel the streams again. I'm sorry. That's a constant cycle, over and over and over again. And then on top of that, I've had some really bad mental health problems. So I've had to like cancel streams because of that. It's been a lot, you know, and it's been. I was posing the question to myself, thinking like, what's the point? Why should I bother streaming anymore? It was like causing more harm than good for me. I was like depressed, anxious. I'm just fed up. And like, with my mind, I feel like I always need to be doing something. And while my computer's been broken, I just haven't been able to do anything. And I hate it. I hate doing nothing. So I don't know. I'm going to try and stream a little bit this week, but I'm not like announcing my comeback kind of thing. I'm not announcing schedules. I'm just going live, and then if it works, I'll post it in Discord saying, oh, I'm live, by the way. Like, my computer's still broken now, by the way. I don't know, I'm beyond frustrated. I don't know what to do. I've been streaming on and off now for like 4 years. And it's only like last year where I like started taking it a bit more seriously. And it's been like brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. And I feel like that, like, I don't know what I believe in. I don't know if I believe in God, but there must be some kind of higher power, right? That's either testing me, testing my resolve, or basically throwing me signs to say, stop it. Because Oh, I don't know. But like I've had fallouts with so-called friends, which has stopped me from streaming, and then I've had computer issues on top of that, and then also on top of that I've had mental health issues, then I've had family problems going on. It's never a dull day with me, and it always feels like there's something going on. I would just like a break, I would like a week where nothing happens. I wake up now and I wake up and I'm scared to check my phone because I'm so paranoid and anxious that something's going to happen today. I don't know what it could be. It could be anything, but I'm just, it's horrible. And like, I'm constantly on edge because say like something hasn't happened for like a day or two and I'm like, what's going to happen next? Because usually the longer something's been when nothing's gone wrong, the worse it is. I went to Spain, not last week, but the week before that, because I couldn't stream. Things were broken. And I came back and everything was worse, like computer-wise. So I had to sit and fix that. Also, my scenes on OBS, like my starting soon scene, the scene where you see me talking, the scene where you see the game, the different sections, be right back, ending, etc., etc. Well, those scenes that I had for years and I have made and built, all corrupted, and I had to start again. So it's been going great, by the way. It's been going very well. I am seriously still considering quitting streaming, but I'm just going to see how it goes this week. Like I say, I'm not going to force myself to do anything, and I'm not going to make any schedule. I know there's a subathon still on. I'll have like 54 days on the subathon to do, but like I can't continue that properly until I know things are ready, just to avoid constantly letting people down. And you know what the worst thing is as well, right? I beat myself up over it because I let people down and then I let myself down more. I get messages of followers going like, "Oh, where are you? I miss you." And someone put a message in my Discord, and it was simple as that. I was like, I hope the streams come back. I really miss you. And I burst out crying. Like, oh. Like, I was just checking my phone. And I think I was on the toilet or something, and I was just crying on the toilet. Like, I love streaming. It's one of the best things I ever decided to do with my life. But I don't know. I'm at the point where I'm like, is it still for me? I would like to concentrate more on YouTube and more on the podcast as well. I know the podcast is still very much in early days, but I'm enjoying the podcast. I enjoy talking. I enjoy just talking and rambling on. I feel better when I'm able to talk and get my thoughts and feelings out there, whether it's something that's happened on the internet, or like something that's happened in my life. It's like therapy, It's kind of like a diary. But yeah, I don't know if you guys know what I mean. I know what I mean. Next time we do this podcast, I may have a guest. We shall see. The way we may do this is we may have like me do one or two by myself, and then I'll have a guest. Then one or two by myself, and then a guest. I'll do like every 3, so I'll do like 3 by myself and then 1 with a guest. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm just plodding along, and I mean, I hope you guys are enjoying it. I could talk your ear off until the cows come home, you know? Like all the computer problems and stuff, right? That's a lot of the stuff that you don't see that streamers have to go through. Like stuff like that where like you'll have computer issues, the internet goes down, you know, and computers aren't cheap either. Like this new computer costs like 5-6 grand. The other computer costs 7 grand. Do the math. Hang on. It's a lot of money. I believe that after the subathon, I'll not be stopping streaming altogether, but I'll definitely be turning the streams back to like maybe once or twice a week. And then I will concentrate the rest of my time on TikTok, YouTube, podcast stuff, etc., etc. I do what I feel like I'm capable of. Because at least with YouTube, I know I can get ahead of myself. So say for example, I've got an event called Format at the end of this month. I know during that time, I'm going to be very busy because we're going to be doing like a lot of IRL streams. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if nothing goes wrong, you know. We're going to be doing a lot of streams leading up to it because it's going to be near Halloween time. And then I'm going to be traveling and stuff. But yeah, so I know that I need to get a couple of videos pre-made for that week. And I can do that. And then, you know, say if I want to have a break, I'll go, right, I'm going to work hard this week. I want to get a couple of videos done, right? And then I know like next week my video is already done. If that makes any sense. It gives I can work harder to give myself some leeway later on. That makes sense to me. Yeah. I'm really rambling on now. Right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Sorry that the podcast has been a bit late. I know it's supposed to upload on a Sunday. It hasn't been on the Sunday. I'll be better in future. I don't promise. I'm just doing these while I can. You know, I will get consistent again. I just need to get into routine. Once I get myself back into a routine again, everything will be back to normal. But yeah, until the next video, guys, thank you very much for watching. And peace out. Bye-bye now.